So just tell me your name and where you go to school.
My name is Jessica Beaver, and I attend the University of Pittsburgh.
Okay. And what made you do Breakthrough?
Well, I did Breakthrough last summer as well as this summer, and I come from a line of educators. Most of the people in my family are teachers, and so I decided to pursue Breakthrough originally because I wanted to see whether or not I had it in me to do it. And in my first summer, I genuinely fell in love with the idea of teaching and the skills and the intricacies of teaching, and then decided to come back for a second summer so that I could keep trying and kind of just get better at the craft and the profession.
Very good. Has your focus for your career changed since you come to Breakthrough?
It has. I originally was an urban studies and political science major, just not really sure what I was super interested in doing. Always knew that education was something that I was passionate about. And when I taught last summer, I ended up switching my major to English Lit so that I could pursue secondary education English. So yeah, it has, absolutely. And I'm definitely looking to kind of go further in the profession as well. I really want to be an administrator or a principal or a superintendent, but to first be a teacher is kind of the goal at the minute.
How has Breakthrough changed your perceptions about teaching? Or has it?
In some ways it has, and in some ways it hasn't. I think coming from a family of educators has definitely helped with my perception of teachers. I think that there is one thing I have learned is that there are so many decisions that teachers make on a day-to-day basis in like a split second. Like, this just happened in my classroom. Do I react to it? Do I not react to it? Like, what is the best way to deal with this student and the needs that they have at this moment? And I think that has been challenging for me, but exciting at the same time. So I don't think I knew that particularly about teaching, but it's fun.
Do you feel like Breakthrough has prepared you to be a teacher?
Yes, I feel like there is definitely ways for me to go in terms of lesson planning and just like really understanding the subject and how to teach towards mastery, but I feel like professionally and as well as like my teacher presence and the things that I do in the classroom, Breakthrough has absolutely helped me kind of be confident in those skills, which I think will help me in pursuing teaching as a career in a very short year.
How has Breakthrough supported you as a teacher while you've been here and maybe even after the summer?
So the instructional coaches that we have are extremely helpful in terms of support as a teacher. I also feel like I carry with me the passion that I manifest at Breakthrough throughout the course of my year. So I'm not majoring in education, but I feel like I've pursued classes, extracurriculars, and those types of things like after Breakthrough, and that really has kind of kept me energized in terms of my passion for education. So there's a lot of things in terms of professional skills and like things like the growth mindset, which is so Breakthrough, that I carry with me on like a day-to-day basis. So I think Breakthrough has really helped me stay energized about my passion for education, but also just like as a learner and a student and a person, just like continue to like work hard and do the best that I can.
You mentioned the growth mindset, which is so Breakthrough. What do you mean? What is like the things that are so Breakthrough? Like, what is the growth mindset? So
the growth mindset is the idea that if you work hard, you will find success. So many times students who are high achieving are told repeatedly, you're smart, you're smart, you're smart. But they're not told like, you did well on this because you worked hard or because you put in the work, which is more valuable, I think, to a student than just telling them they're smart, because then when they're challenged, they will say, whoa, I'm smart, I should get this. Instead of saying, okay, this is a challenge, let me work on it a little bit more. And I think for me as a student, personally, like as a middle schooler, I was told a lot, like, you're smart, you're smart, you're smart. And I think that definitely in high school, I sometimes shied away from challenge because I was just like, oh, I should get this right now. But I think coming to Breakthrough and like seeing the model in which how they teach our students that like, yes, like you work hard but you can get better. And I think that that's an important thing for a 12-year-old to learn and a 21-year-old to learn, that like regardless of the success that you see, there's still room to grow. And that's really a huge part of Breakthrough in terms of the goal setting that we do, both as teachers and teaching fellows and the students. We do a lot of goal setting with students as well. So I think that so the growth mindset, it's really such an integral part of the program, and it has been such an integral part of like the things that I've taken away from this program as well.
How do you think Breakthrough is different than what students experience in their sort of like during the year school?
I think that for one thing, they are able to relate to us as teachers a little bit more because we are younger. I think being college students is helpful as well. Because you know college is the end goal, and we make that very clear. So I think it's awesome to see this college student who's dedicating their summer in the front of the classroom. So I think that's one major difference. I also think that there is a lot of like character building and one-on-one attention. Probably my favorite thing about Breakthrough is how dedicated the teaching fellows are to creating academic leaders. So something that I love to say to students who are extremely successful in the classroom is like, look, like you can be a leader in this situation and you can teach your partner, what figurative language is or what an illusion is. Like, you can take on that role yourself as a teacher. And I think that's valuable for a student who does succeed in the classroom. So, sorry, I forgot. So yeah, that's a major difference of regular school and Breakthrough, is that we're really able to give that one-on-one attention, especially focusing on their leadership.
Right. Going back to what you said about sort of having young teachers, do you feel like the fact that you are in college supports your students' college aspirations?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And I try to tie that into my class as well. So when I'm teaching something, I will tell them exactly how I use it on a day-to-day basis. For example, we were learning about objective summaries, and I was saying, I write an objective summary about almost everything that I read in school. And like, this is such a valuable skill because you're going to have 80 pages of reading in high school and college. And like, if you practice this now, it'll be really valuable later. And I think that they really appreciate that because they know they like to get those little glimpses of college as well. And I try to incorporate that as much as possible. But it absolutely is like a really successful tool.
Do you think that being in college contributes to your relationship with your students?
Absolutely. Let me think about what I'm trying to say right now. Sorry. Yeah, I think some of the lessons that we've taught, I've been able to put an edge on them in which it is relatable. The biggest example of that is we read Of Mice and Men in 8th grade. And to a 13-year-old, Of Mice and Men isn't like a book that you relate to a whole lot. However, we were able to incorporate like very big things that are happening in our students' life and American society and things like that into our lessons by kind of pulling this theme of the American dream and like social justice aspects and kind of meshing them together to create a new understanding of Mice and Men. And I'm not sure how much of that is happening day to day in our students' schools. So I think because have this college mindset of like talking about very important issues a whole lot, which is a lot of what college students do, we're able to kind of be very intentional about the things that we teach and engage our students with.
Do you think that their experience here and some of these are sort of like overlapping questions, but just to answer anyway. Do you think that their experience here makes college seem more attainable to them?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, our theme for this summer even was college, and I think like seeing how dedicated we are to both them and the program and teaching, makes it seem like, well, these teachers who I feel very close to and who I trust, like they went to college, and I absolutely feel like, you know, I can step into their shoes. Also, we do a lot of, we have a lot of like extracurricular things too, for specifically our clubs. So when you're able to get that relationship with a teacher about like, oh, this teacher does things that I like, or this teacher is like me in some way, then they're able to kind of see themselves in those roles. And I also think just like having the diverse group of universities represented here is interesting for students as well, because they're able to kind of learn about different colleges and universities and options. Like I had a student who was completely floored at the idea that like I went to school all the way in Pittsburgh when my mom lived in Philadelphia, which is like something that, you know, happens so frequently, but they were just like, oh my God, like, when do you see your mom? Like, that's so upsetting that you don't get to see her every day. And I was just like, yeah, I know, but you know, I'm at college. So it's definitely exciting to kind of see that, like, wow, like college is attainable for me.
So Breakthrough is primarily a program that supports students in middle school and early high school.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it would be important for these kids to extend that relationship through high school and even into college?
Yeah, absolutely. In my opinion, the most valuable thing that Breakthrough offers our students, aside from the academics and the support and the knowledge, is a community. And I am somebody who, I love the idea of just a strong community, and I feel like our teaching fellows and staff, admin staff, everyone is so dedicated to this idea of a strong community. And if they're able to maintain this strong community of peers who are like-minded, who are dedicated to going to college, who love to learn, who want to work hard, then I think that that transition into college is going to be so much easier, because they will have peers and people that they look up to and trust and depend upon to say, you need to go to college, you need to keep going, you need to work hard, like this is what you want to do and you can do it. And I think, like, me as a teacher, I go away, but those students, like, they're together egging each other on in such positive ways. And if that's able to continue all the way through high school and even into college, I think that that's extremely valuable for our students to be as successful as they can be.
What more can Breakthrough do to support the students? You talk about community, but is there anything more concrete that Breakthrough can do to support these students through college? And is that important? Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely important. It's incredibly important for students to be supported through college. I mean, you can talk to any college student and they'll tell you about the struggles that they had within their first year. It's an extremely difficult transition. But I think if there was a network of support between those students, you know, a way for them to kind of buddy up with students that are already there at that college, to continue that aspect of community. That might be a valuable way for our students to feel more comfortable on a college campus. Our intern programs, for example, like the 2 interns that we have here, like I've talked a lot with both of them just about like what it means to be a college student and the types of people you meet on college campuses and how that's sometimes difficult to navigate, and like finding the right people to be with and surround yourself with, which again kind of echoes that aspect of community. So I'm sorry I don't have anything more tangible than that, but definitely if there is a way in which to create a network for these students, that would be the most valuable tool for them.